Hello everyone and welcome back to From Zero to Crypto Hero, the show where I show you how you can go from zero to $10,000 just by profiting off opportunities you can find everywhere around the blockchain. The first airdrop has arrived and I was eligible to the Arbitrum airdrop, which was a claim of 625 ARB, which I was able to swap for $785. So that's a pretty good profit, and it's a good start that we'll be able to use to go and participate to a whole lot of other things. So go and check if you're eligible. I think you have 6 months to claim if you are. I'll put the link in the description below. And if you're not, don't miss the rest of this video. So here's how I decided to split the funds. We have half of them that are on SwissBorg because I'll be using them to get some sweet earn opportunities. And half of it is on MetaMask because we'll be using a few more, maybe 65 of those dollars just to be eligible to 2 more airdrops in this video that are very promising. That way we don't have to cover airdrops anymore. We can just claim them when the time comes and only cover the big ones that are super promising in the future. So the first thing that we're going to do is actually use ZetaLabs. Now I love ZetaLabs because they've been very good to us. It's super useful to bridge from one testnet to another. So we're going to be swapping some BSC testnet tokens, which are more or easier to get than Girly ETH, into Girly ETH, which is going to give us some Zeta points, which will hopefully be giving us eligibility to an airdrop in the future. But once we have enough of that Girly ETH, we're going to be going straight to the ZkSync Airdrop portal, and we're going to go to the testnet. And what we want to do is to bridge some Girly ETH to the ZkSync Airdrop testnet. So to do this, it's quite simple. You go to the girly.portal.zkSync.io bridge, and then you just bridge the amount that you feel like bridging. I'm going to be bridging 0.2, but I don't think that you need to bridge that much. If you have 0.1, it's probably fine. We just want to show that we're interacting with that exchange. And then there's also a faucet, so I'll request funds from the faucet. Also, for people that haven't followed, I'll just do a quick reminder that we have interacted with ZkSync, with the testnet, with the mainnet in the second video, in the video where we covered Tavera, in the video where we cover ZkCasino. So we do have a fair amount of interactions with ZkSync already. So for those who followed, we hopefully will be eligible for a bigger airdrop. But those who are just joining today will also be eligible to something, or at least that's what we're aiming for. After having bridged with the testnet tokens, we're going to be doing it with the mainnet. So to bridge with the mainnet, it's quite simple. We're going to be going from the Ethereum mainnet here, and we're going to be bridging to the ZkSync Airdrop mainnet, and then we'll also bridge to Light. But this, as it's real money, I'll be bridging less than 0.2, because that's, I think, pretty much the entirety of what we have on the mainnet. Yeah, 0.2. So I'm going to be bridging 0.0, 0.025. And that way we'll have 0.05 because we're going to be bridging from 2 different places. So there is a hefty fee, but it is a bridge, so that's normal. And this is the first bridge that we're going to be doing. And there's a second bridge that we're going to be using as well, which is the Arbitrum Finance. And what we're going to be doing is connecting on the guild.xyz of Arbitrum Finance and actually logging in to be doing the roles for the quest. So I'll link this mainnet transfer in the description and the Arbitrum Finance guild as well. What we want to be doing with Arbitrum Finance, or at least their guild, is to get to the pilot role. I'm not going to go much further, but the pilot role seems good with the Flying Alien and member roles, which are free and super fast to get. The 10 transactions here are going to cost between $20 and $40 to do. Arbitrum is not the cheapest bridge, and definitely, but it is fast, it is flawless, and it is quite easy to use. So they do have that going for them, and there might be an airdrop. So we're very hopeful for that. What I've been doing is sending Ethereum to Polygon and to BNB, and then swapping BNB and Polygon between each other to get up to my 10 transactions. This is what I found to be a quite cheap way of doing it. And then I'm bridging everything back from Polygon to Ethereum at the end, just so that it's at 1 transaction, because the transaction from Ethereum to another chain is the most expensive one. So we're going to be trying to limit those a maximum if we want to optimize our results. Now you see I'm bridging back my tokens with a $16 fee, so this is quite annoying, and it's the biggest cost is the bridge to and out of the chains. If you do already have tokens on BNB and on Matic that are Ethereum, just trade them between each other. That will be the cheapest way for you to get the 10 transactions. But if you don't, you'll have to do it the same way as I do. And for the sake of this video, I've done it this way as well, because I want to show that you can start with 0. And this is what we're doing here. So we're going to be connecting to 3 different websites. The first one, super easy. We'll do one swap and we'll go and bring some inflow into one liquidity pool. The other one is just another swap, super easy as well. And the third one, we're going to be bridging into the ZkSync Lite blockchain and then setting up a trade. This website, some people might recognize, and it was super complicated, but we went over it on the second episode and we'll go over it again here. So the first one is the mute switch. What we have to do is swap. So I'm going to be taking my Ethereum and I'm going to swap it into a very small amount of mute. Let's go for $7 and swap. 6.39 mute, confirm, and we have them. And now I'm going to go to the liquidity pool and I'm going to go to mute with, I think. And I'm going to max out on the mute so that it brings roughly $15 into the pool. And then I'll approve. I'll let it spend all of my mute. Some of you won't have that max cap MetaMask. It's normal. It's just the way it is for me. And now that it's done, it should be automatically approving. But it's going to be approved in the next few moments, so I'm not stressed out about that one. Here goes. And now we can up. And that's done. Now we can go to SyncSwap. SyncSwap, similar concept. We're going to be switching from ETH to, let's say, wrapped ETH. We just want to make a swap here. So let's say I'm swapping out $9. I have to connect my wallet first. And that will cost maybe 60 cents. There we go, 65 cents, something like that. Transaction submitted, and we have some ETH. This is the only thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to be giving any liquidity to this pool unless there's something interesting here that I don't know of. But yeah, ZK Doge, I don't think it's super interesting to me. So I'll just have done that swap. It brings interaction. It brings whatever the blockchain wants to see. And now we're going to be bridging and doing a trade here as well. So I'm going to go from Ethereum to the ZkSync mainnet, which is the Lite. And I'm going to be providing, once again, $10, nothing too fancy. Transaction was rejected. Oh, we have our, that's fun. That's what we deposited in the first video. So the $3, I was a little bit more thrifty then. Yeah, this should work. Oh, this is the bridge. Okay. Yeah, here. And yeah, please take my money. No, they don't want to. All right. So we can maybe just trade with what we have. Oh, order placed. Okay, so that's one order. And the buy order was successful. And I'm going to be selling it. Sell ETH. And the sell order was successful. So here we go. I did one buy, one sell. We did that already in the past. I did that again. Hopefully the bridge will work for you that didn't do it in the first one. But if it doesn't, you can just bridge from another place such as the Arbitrum Finance that I showed before. And here we've covered 3 of the potential airdrops eligibility criteria. So good job on this one. There are so many things that we can do on ZkSync, but the goal is just to interact with the blockchain as much as possible. Now, we have most of what we were supposed to talk about in the video covered, but there is more that we can do. And what I'm going to be doing is putting a lot of other links of other things that we can do if you want to go the extra mile and be certain to be eligible to something if something is dropping. What we've done so far, I think personally is likely to be giving an airdrop. At least we've done more than we did with Arbitrum. So this is what's convincing me that it's probably a good move. But obviously interacting with all of the different apps and dApps that feature the blockchain ZkSync in any way will increase the chances of you being eligible to one of these drops. So I'll throw a few links down below. They aren't necessarily too difficult to use. I'm not going to be using all of them, but I'm going to try and use most of them. There are some that are available on the testnet, some are on the mainnet. Just interact with some of them. I think the goal is to get roughly 10 transactions or 10 connections to different smart contracts. So here we've covered about 5. We can definitely do more easily, or just with the trades that we do on Arbitrum Finance. There's plenty of ways to get our address in a lot of the chains and the blocks that are in the ZkSync history, and I think that it's definitely going to be gratifying in the long run. One more thing I wanted to show is that we can also mint an Ethereum tribute from Polygon, which is a soulbound token. And I think that's an interesting one to mint because these are two huge companies, two huge projects building a lot. And so I'm going to be minting one of those when I'm on the right network. I don't pass the mint requirements. Oh, I need to connect my Twitter account. Follow both of these accounts. Here we go. Let me see. FairXYZ. Follow Polygon Labs. Sorry, Polygon. And now mint. I don't know if this is going to bring anything. It's a $6 or $8 mint, but I think it's an interesting one to have, to own, just to be there because it's probably part of history and I like having those kind of commemorative NFTs. Also, it's not super expensive, so we can allow ourselves to mint it. I'll put the link in the description as always. Now, this is a little update. I saw some of you guys in the AMA the other day. So as you've seen, the bakery is actually going to be minting in the next month. And we're estimating, or at least speculating, that the mint will be priced between 100 and 150,000 butter. There are a few ways you can get tokens. If you start now, it will be a little bit trickier. You'll need some luck and some skill and some dedication. But if you already have tried out a couple of these profit rolls or a couple of these GM days, there is a whole schedule published here every week, and you can try logging on to a few of those. Let's say you can get maybe 3,000 to 5,000 butter on a profit roll if you play it well and if you're a little bit lucky. And otherwise, you have some opportunities all the time that are in the different channels. I think I estimated the monthly revenue at about 50,000 butter. So if you're good and if you're consistent, you'll be getting there. And there's also a new fishing game, so you can fish for just rewards, or you might get rugged. You get 2 free fishes a day. So this is interesting here. So I have a crate, so I'll have something. It might be a little bit, it might be a lot. It looks like it's going to be at least 100 butter. So this is a way that you can get some butter, which is quite interesting. And for the rest of the day, you have to really interact with the chain and just, yeah, be happy, be lucky. Oh, so I got lucky here, 5,000 butter in one go. This will not happen every time. And it was just an example, so I'm quite happy about it. And yeah, I'll see you guys for the mint. Let's see how they do it, what becomes of it, and what they want in the long run. If you do want to know more about the project, they also do post AMA recap at the end of the AMAs. And here you have a lot of the questions that were asked by the community and just what information they've been giving. So very interesting stuff. Definitely keep an eye on this one and on the ZetaChain that we talked about at the beginning of the video. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was the Suiswap airdrop. And this one is quite good as well, because we did mint on the testnet a couple of months ago some capybaras, I think. And that was free because it was testnet. But now they have a bit more challenging tasks. And we can also start farming for the OG rolls and the points that will be granting us the airdrop. So we already know what we have to do. We already know how many points we need to get. And this is how we're going to be doing it. We're going to be connecting to their crew 3, following them on Discord, following them on Twitter, all of this basic stuff, you know. I'll put the link to the crew 3 down below, obviously. And then we're going to be answering the quiz, doing a swap. Everything's quite well written here. I don't think I need to go over everything, but I'll just show you how we can do this super quickly. So the first question was, what is Suiswap? And it's a unified exchange. Now, let's get over all of this and see how long it takes me. So a couple of minutes if you know where to look, and that was quite easy. And yeah, so here we have meme spread, just share the news, make a swap. This is the most complicated one because you do have to take a screenshot and invite the 5 friends. So it's much appreciated if you do use the link I'll put in the description. That will help loads. There we have it. We covered ZkSync, Arbitrum Finance, Polygon and Ethereum, the Southbound token, and the Sui airdrops. These ones will be promising and upcoming in the next few months. But in the next episode, I'm planning on not talking about airdrops. So we have a big surprise coming up there. We're going to be using some of the ETH, and hopefully we're going to be flipping some NFTs. So I hope to see you there. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope we'll be getting those airdrops very soon. And I wish you all a very profitable weekend. Bye-bye.